My deepest condolences to the 3 children that left far too early. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. It's far too soon for me to comment on it. I will say once again, we keep losing our younger people. Too many funerals, too many tears, too many students leaving in the early years. Black parents, we must do something about this. You see, I'm a proud, irrepressible, indefatigable black man that's unapologetic in his blackness, and I'm not afraid of my youth calling me old because I want to be even older, or whatever expression you use to somebody that doesn't know what they're talking about. Because black children, I do know what I'm talking about, and I'm talking to you, and I'm talking to our parents, and I'm talking to everybody involved. We got to figure out a better way. Black America, black families, we have to figure out a better way that we serve our youth. We have to figure out a way to start telling the truth. We have to figure out a way to make our youth feel supported and loved, and it has to start as soon as they come out. I wish no ill intent, but pacifying and babying this situation is only going to increase the amount of children we lose far too soon. We have lost too many. Black men. Brian Burwell wrote a book entitled $40 Million Slaves, and it specifically spoke to professional athletes who had tons of money but no power. Black people, we must take our power back because we are losing our culture and our stature, and we are letting those who don't even want us alive to create a culture that they want us to believe is our culture. You see, black people, the Bravo channel ain't owned by us, but it pays a whole bunch of women and men with somebody else's hair, somebody else's makeup to fight and throw drinks at each other. And that's what we allow to be exemplified and modeled to our children. And then we blame our kids. Everybody on earth attacked Ja Morant after the fact when nobody asked the NBA, why do you allow such vulgar music to play in this on the basketball court during warm-ups? And when there are so many children listening to people talking about, I know you're in your period, but I'm still penetrate. Before I kiss your feet, I'll eat you out. And then we want to talk about Ja Morant being the issue. Ja Morant obviously is part of the problem because he is a knucklehead that threw away $65 million, and that don't come easy to black folk. It almost never comes. But Ja Morant, for your parents, the bell must be rung. 2 stupid adults who allow you to be the worst version of yourself and throw money away. Ja Morant, you're going to have to tell your parents to leave you alone and let you grow up, because the stuff you allow people to do make everybody want to throw up. We don't get to keep that much money, and you have earned it and been blessed with the abilities of God. But don't nobody owe you nothing. You owe it to yourself. Daddy Morant, you're not 19. Mama Morant, when you go to the mall, when you got a son worth $200 million and you go into the mall trying to get it started. Ja Morant, you are a conglomerate and you get in arguments with 17-year-olds. Somebody in that family got to grow up. A lot of people in that family got to shut up. And not just Ja Morant, because that's emblematic of what we do in our culture, how we throw things away in the name of being cool and down. You see, family, so many of our incredible athletes would make the money to get out of stuff. We get money and run back into stuff as if to show that we hard. No. I don't want to be hard. I want to be paid, and I want my family to be okay. Because a real thug and a real gangster is one that fights white supremacy, not each other. A real thug And a real gangster isn't a moderate, phony black person that gets in positions of power, don't want to bring anybody along. It's the person that gets fired for fighting for the elevation of everybody. Those are what real gangsters are. You see, a real gangster don't teach children to kill themselves when they're children of color or any other color. A real gangster talks to children about it. A real gangster can read a book. Because you see, our prisons are full of black men who cannot read, hitting those weights, getting built and chunked. But we all know the reason why so many of our young men are angry, because they know they can't read. So they have to hide that in a bluster and everything that they shouldn't have to deal with. Parents, we got to get back on this stick, start elevating, supporting and creating. We got to quit making excuses, and we have to quit being so satisfied with being the only one in the room, because that signals all of our doom. I'm so sick of black people talking about cotillions and balls and all this stuff that make me want to shit my drawers, because that ain't going anywhere. That doesn't elevate us as a people. I'm so sick of hearing so many black men in Madison talking about how wonderfully Madison treats them. But it don't treat us. And for us, we got to bust. We can't just talk about one of us. I'm sick of it, Madison. Because the crux of it is we keep losing our youth. I'm so sick of Madison and white supremacy and black men who work for the elevation of white supremacy to throw our children away, because all I ever hear from black men who publicly express and profess how they support black children and black women, but you never publicly support the black culture. If you see things happen to our people and our women and you turn your head, or either in front of white supremacy, you talk about and degrade your own culture, and then you expect somebody who watches you kill your own village to like you. I see far too many so-called credentialed and tenured black people get in these DEI rooms and become as capitulant as a Sambo. Not an Uncle Tom, because if you read, you know Uncle Tom was a warrior, but become the craven coward that works for the elevation of white supremacy. We are losing too many children. Far too many kids we are losing. We are radicalizing our own children, and people get mad when I bring it up. Let's elevate before it's too late. Coach Assad, when the black men say it, the Angry Black Men Show. I am the least funded nonprofit because I speak the truth. But once again, I'm Josh Gibson. You can be Babe Ruth.